we're back for another fantastic week in the tunnel. You got your co-host, Dallas Melvin, in the house with my other co-host. You know who he is.
Truth, the truth.
So we got a lot to talk about, so we're going to jump right into it. We obviously, it was a very interesting week in the NFL this week. We're going to start with the home team, the Texans. What you think about your boys?
I mean, I expect them not to win. You know, like I said, their schedule's getting kind of tough. I was really worried about H-Town Vic and E-Rob. I have to make sure I had to help them get back in town so they won't commit suicide. But I knew Denver was going to do what they had to do. Shout out to R.J. Harvey. You know, he did his thing, caught his touchdown pass. But Denver just playing all around game right now. They just got all around team.
I'll give Denver their credit for sure. But at the end of the day, Texas should have won that game. I mean, you kick 5 field goals. I mean, you got at least 3 chances to get a touchdown, and you get out in the red zone. Now I know your favorite quarterback, Coleridge, got hurt, so I know that.
Well, I wasn't surprised, Coleridge, Bernard, dropped the 4th. I mean, it is what it is with him, man. I mean, at the end of the day, you know.
But I think they still had the opportunity to win that game. Once again, when is DeMeco Ryans going to be held accountable for all these losses and the way he's managing the game or allowing his staff to manage the game? Because when you kick 5 field goals, it's something going on.
That's after the season, but they missed 5 field goals.
No, they made 5 field goals. You can't win games by kicking field goals, man. Why DeMeco get a pass and all these other coaches ain't getting no pass?
Your hometown boy, he can sit like the hometown.
Oh man, come on now. You know what? You getting paid to do a job. I like DeMeco Ryans too. I like him, but he gotta like get his staff, especially at OC, and he gotta get in those meetings and say, hey, we ain't gonna win games kicking 5 field goals.
Well, first of all, the GM is already the ones that'll mess it up. He's already messing it up for him. I mean, with the offensive line, make this man the offensive coordinator, Texas is making some behind moves. And there's a lot of changes got to happen. And not just on the field, even in the front office. You know what I'm saying? Because you can blame Coach Ryan, but you're also on the other side. You got to blame the GM. Coach Ryan put their defense together. Addison played like a future Hall of Famer. It's the offensive side. So when is he going to be able to take up responsibility for that? Because the GM ended up going to get the OC, right? And the GM also kind of picking them offensive players.
I mean,
that's the way it seemed like it looked.
I mean, DeMeco ain't in charge of his own staff. That's what we're saying. I mean, I get the player piece. The GM picks players all day long.
GM plays a big role as the head coach too. So I don't know if he let him handle that side, but my thing is Coach Ryan got to step it up, and I hope he can make better decisions than what they've been making on offense. If he have the choice to pick those players, because it's obvious that he ain't picking offensive players. The GM doing that.
I give a pass on the players. He probably got some input, but the GM probably is really making the ultimate decision. But are you telling me the GM is telling him his offense coordinator had to be this clown? Who hired the last clown from San Francisco? That was DeMeco's boy. The last clown was DeMeco's boy, and this clown is worse than the last clown. Everybody I would love to have Slovic.
I mean, you have 2 clown offensive guys come in. I don't trust the shit out of him, and I guess he felt comfortable because he knew the guy from the 49ers. And I think the first offensive coordinator was his fault. The second one, it's the GM fault because he picked this guy. One of the things to be in New England too. But at the same time, it is what it is. You know, they got to make some changes on that offense. They better do so. They got to do something. And I just think it needs to be some changes in the front office. I think we need a new GM.
So it's looking like it's going to be a lost season for this Texans. So we might as well talk about the team everybody wants to talk about.
Who's that?
How about them Cowboys, baby? How about them Cowboys?
I don't know about that.
I love the fact. You know what? I hate that we lost, but us losing made Jared get off the snide, and we're going to just jump right into it. We're going to start with the Cowboys, and then we're going to go to some other big trades. But the Cowboys picked up middle linebacker from Cincinnati, Logan Wilson, but that's not the star. They picked up former third overall pick, Alabama national champion, Quentin Williams, who's a beast. He's just a beast in that middle. Ain't nobody coming through the middle no more, man. You got Kenny Clark in there, you got Osa, you got Quentin Williams, and now you can let them young boys just come out the outside because they're going to push them up the middle. Man, just get ready. Mark my words.
Well,
we got 8 games left. We're going 6-2.
Intruders off the practice squad. I know it's almost up in the front, but man, goddamn, I mean, that's the best safety on the team.
Just get ready. Get ready.
And y'all got a pretty the Jets got a pretty good deal too, didn't they?
Yeah. So
y'all still got
kudos to the Jets. Kudos to the Jets, because I would say I would have made this trade and try to kept the second rounder, because we gave them a first rounder, which Quentin Williams was a former first rounder, and then we gave him Mazi, who's a former first rounder, who ain't really panned out, but you never know. Aaron Glenn is obviously, I think Aaron Glenn is a great defensive coach, so he might be able to do something with him. And then we gave him a second rounder. So, that was a lot to give up for Quentin Williams, but we still got him signed for the next 2 years. We got this year and 2 more years after that. Man, I like what this defense has the capability of doing. So let's just rewind. So we lost Parsons to Green Bay, and we turned that into Kenny Clark, Quentin Williams, and a middle linebacker. So we took one person and we turned them into 3, and we already got young edges. So, you know what?
I'm going to ask you this, though, Dallas Melvin. Do you think that that's like it's a Herschel Walker deal, Parsons?
It's not Herschel Walker, because there'll never be another Herschel Walker deal. But with the pieces that we picked up, and this is what I said when they traded Micah. We picked up 3 guys, and we're paying those 3 guys less than what we paid Micah.
Right.
So what we're going to pay Micah. Micah is the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. So this cat's the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. He ain't leading the NFL in sacks. $47 million, and you ain't leading the NFL in sacks. And Green Bay, I mean, they got a nice record, but they ain't viewed as the best team in the league.
Hey. Look, we'll get on Green Bay in a minute. I know we're going to talk about the Green Bay game, but yeah, he wasn't worth that much money to me either, though. I wouldn't have did all that.
Nobody is. So let's talk about what the Jets are doing, because we love our boy Eric Glenn, Texas player, former A&M, former Houston Texans, now the head coach of the Jets.
Junior college.
And he struggled. I mean, they're off to 1-7, but he got his first win before the bye. They're coming off a bye. And, people are saying they turned it down to the studs. They traded Quentin Williams. They traded Sauce Gardner to the Colts. What's that? What you think that's going to do for the Colts?
Oh, that's going to do excellent for the Colts. Colts are already rolling. I mean, they lost this past weekend. I got to give Pittsburgh defense a lot of credit. That was his turnover heaven for them. Like, they had a film for the defense during the tailgate, and they came out and played good. But, no, that's a great trade for them, going to basically help them out. Because, it's so wide open on that other side. Colts still got a chance.
Colts going all in. Yeah. They see the window. You got Daniel Jones on a friendly QB contract. You got an all-star perennial running back. You got a defense.
You got the best offensive line. One of the best offensive
lines. You got decent wide receivers. You got one of the best young tight ends in the game in Warren. So, they we're going to go all in. And they gave up a lot to get Sauce Gardner. I think it was 2 first-round draft choices. Yeah. So the Jets have picked up 3 first-round draft choices, second-round draft choice, and a former first-round D tackle in 2 days. They need more players than they need superstars, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And hopefully now Aaron Glenn can
close to home too.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn can go, draft his players like you just talked about. Go draft his players.
First thing you got to do is get a quarterback.
I'm telling you, man. I don't know no quarterback. We're gonna get into college, but to jump over a little bit, What quarterback coming out next year? Did you follow along?
Well, first of all, I get a veteran. I know it's gonna be hard to get him because I want to get back to the Cowboys game. Anytime you got a backup as a starter, because the reality, that boy's a starter. We said he's a starter.
I mean, he started in New England.
Yeah, that team look a lot better. They look a lot better with him in there. That's just the reality. They look a lot better. Marvin Harrison Jr. hadn't really played to his potentials because you can't do it with little Michigan now.
Marvin,
and since what's his name back, the team looked a lot better. It looked better with him in there. Marvin showed his butt off.
Marvin Harrison Jr. had his best game of his career.
Yes, against the Cowboys.
A, it was against the Cowboys, who they defense suck right now.
He had a quarterback.
But B, but boy, did you
see when he cut old boy?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, he's still right there.
Oh my God, he shook that dude.
Oh man, in the end zone on national TV. That's playing. You got to come back off of that one, man.
Who said he's going to start this week? So that's going to be good because really Cardinals have a good defense. As the Cowboys have their chances, but I mean that team is a lot better when you think they're better than what their record tells you. And we see the problem was part of the problems. Quarterback. They got a starting backup, and I'm just saying. Murray come back and I don't see no success. I'm sorry, they're gonna take him off. They want to go to the play. I mean, have a decent season. Because my thing is, will he be a free agent next year?
Nah, Murray, they just gave him extension 2 years ago. I think he's a free agent. So that free agent. If he's not a free agent, then somebody will offer him a lot of money.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing.
If I was the Jets,
that's why I go out there.
If I was the Jets, I would not draft a quarterback high next year because I don't think it's a generational quarterback coming out next year. I mean, you got the Sellers of the world, you got the Carson Becks of the world, you got the guy, I believe, in Nebraska, you got the guy in Vandy, but there's not like a
Vandy. He's not a pro. He's a boy candidate.
Yeah. There's not a Trevor Lawrence coming out. There's not even like a Bo Nix coming out, in my opinion. So if I'm the Jets, I draft all the pieces around that you're going to need to have a good quarterback. And then you might want to go get, one of these young backup quarterbacks, see what they're going to do. I wouldn't mind seeing your boy in New York, the Jets, Deion son.
I mean, I don't think that's happening. It ain't going to happen.
I mean,
boy, back third string, I don't know what it is like. I'm ready to see the boy start. Ain't nothing going on.
Yeah.
Something ain't right. Yeah. So that's a whole nother subject, a whole nother chapter.
What about your 49ers, man? What they gonna do?
They won this weekend. Mac Jones looked a lot better. They dropped the head against the Texans and thing. I mean,
so we're at the halfway point for most teams. Some teams will play 8 games, some teams will play 9 games. Who are your AFC championship teams, NFC championship teams, and who going to the Super Bowl?
I can't really say that right now. I can't.
Just pick. We ain't gonna hold you to it.
Detroit playing some hell of a ball. You know what I'm saying? And then you have, of course, the Colts. We just said the Colts. They playing, they got a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Scott, I know what you said. I said, but it's so wide open right now, man.
I say Colts, Chiefs in the AFC Championship game with the Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl. And then I say it's going to be the Eagles and the Lions in an NFC Championship game with the Lions going to the Super Bowl. Lions playing the Chiefs. Chiefs win again.
I don't know. And with Pittsburgh, you just never know what their defense is going to be like. You just never know. You can't predict their defense. If they show up, if they do what they did this past weekend and play 3 good games to get to the bowl, that's interesting. And like I say, Buffalo's Buffalo. They, we'll talk about that in a minute. And like I said, New England. So
we can talk about the Buffalo Kansas City game. Buffalo.
Josh Superman did his thing. It was a hell of a game.
They won by 7 in the regular season.
They're supposed to win by 7. It's going to be a tight game regardless. Like I say, you got to beat them in the playoffs.
That's the
key. You got to beat them in the playoffs. At least he beat them in the season because somebody else can't do it. Your boy. Lamar Jackson.
We're going to gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
You did it what? How many times? Twice?
You notice I didn't pick them. A lot of people picking them to go to the championship game. They're saying Lamar coming back and they got an easy schedule, but I don't think they're gonna be meshing like the Chiefs are gonna be meshing, the Colts are gonna be meshing.
Well, like I say about that wasn't getting tight. That wasn't getting tight anyway. So, speaking of that, I mean,
this is off the subject though. I mean, it's kind of football related. I saw an article where your boy Stephon Diggs, yeah, that's Cardi B baby daddy, right? And I heard he got 3 others kids on the way at the same time.
Some of the Buffalo's receivers?
Yeah,
he's out of there.
He got 4 kids on the way at the same time.
He'd be broke.
4 kids pregnant at the same 4 women pregnant at the same time.
Yeah,
that's a bad man.
That's nuts.
Woo!
I'll say himself put I'll see we put himself in that position.
And it's all out there?
Hello, you telling me Diggs got
4 women pregnant at the same time.
At the same time with Cardi B.
Including Cardi B.
Yes.
So it's Cardi B plus 3.
That's the second man that had a baby on Cardi B.
That's Cardi B plus 3.
Did a husband have a baby when they was together, something like that?
Cardi B plus 3. That's a good one. So we talk about Buffalo wide receiver. We're gonna call him Cardi B plus 3. That's his new number. Cardi B plus 3.
Yeah, he's gonna probably have to play forever today. Pay them bills.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh my gosh. He might play for another 10 years.
And he's been in the league a while already.
But I mean, Cardi B plus 3, he balled out. I mean, he
always gonna ball out.
He had a great game.
He played forever, but all that together at the same time.
Him and Dalton Kincaid, the tight end, were the reason why they were able to get because I mean he shook one dude and scored a touchdown.
He need to shake him and get fixed too at the same time.
I mean that's the problem. That's why he Cardi B plus 3. He's shaking it too much.
Well, I tell you,
he's shaking it too much. Oh my goodness. But so you got. Go ahead.
But all I tell people look at me crazy because everybody was tripping on that boy's size. Like I told everybody, he's a game breaker. He first came to the team, they just threw him out there.
Who's that?
It wasn't really Bryce Young. He balled, went down to Green Bay and beat them. I mean, come on. And then, like I tell everybody, I tell H-Town, we can tell everybody, we should have drafted Bryce Young. I don't care what nobody say. We should have got Bryce Young. The kid's tough. He gonna make it happen. Even with a bad offensive line we got, he's smart enough to get rid of the ball. I mean, I would have picked him over Cole, Ridge, Bernard, Stroud the fourth. I would have. I'm just telling you.
Here's the thing.
And Bryce, look like they were gonna be going to the playoffs.
Here's the thing. If you look at the quarterbacks that started quick and the quarterbacks that have gone through some struggles, you got Mayfield in Tampa Bay. He went through some struggles. Now he figured it out in Tampa Bay. You got Sam Darnold in Seattle. He was decent when he was in Minnesota. Now he's in Seattle doing the same thing. And then was it Minnesota or Detroit? No, yeah, Minnesota. And then you got Carson Wentz. He had his little moment. I mean, Bryce Young just had to go through a couple things before.
They rushed him out there.
Before he was ready.
And the coaches, the system wasn't even there for him. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing about it is,
with a new coach come in,
but the thing about it is, so you got to get CJ the same thing. He on his second coordinator. He on his second coordinator.
This is my thing. I know he hit his head. I know that. And this ain't the first time. He can't carry a team on his back. I don't think, man. It is what it is, man. He just can't carry a team on his back. I just don't trust him. And no matter how bad our offensive line is, it's times when he got a chance to throw that ball sometimes.
I think the problem, he can carry something on his back. That's the question about CJ is he might be carrying some other stuff on his back. He don't need to be carrying on his back. He just need to focus in on his football. And I'm wishing the best for him because I don't want anybody to get hurt and have a concussion and not come back with clarity and have the ability. But at the end of the day, he's got to step his game up. He has regressed since his rookie year, and he's in his third year. I get it. Your second year, you might struggle because they got tape on you a little bit, but just like they watching the tape, he got to watch his own tape. He got to see what he's doing.
I mean, when they played Tampa Bay the first game of the season, they was on the 1 yard line. You got 4 plays. Not one time you get an audible. Is he smart enough to audible? Especially with them bad plays, they should have ran the ball at least one time. I mean, come on now. So, I just think he can't take, I think Cole Ridge, Bernard, Stroud III, just can't take the fourth just can't put a team on his back. I know he's supposed to be like a pocket tight, but got to get rid of it too, though.
So what you think about Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh? He didn't do it in New York, but he's doing it in Pittsburgh.
Well, the offense really didn't play too good. Defense played so great. But all you need the old man Rodgers do is to manage the game. That was a hell of a game the defense played. Like I said, they had a film for the defense before the game. And look how they came out there and kicked butt out there. All them turnovers they did. I mean, they played a hell of a game. They could keep getting games like that because they got the perfect defense in the league. You know what I'm saying? They just ain't been consistent. If they could get consistent, and like I said, all the old man got to do is manage the game. Got to take the pressure off of them. Still going to be a team to watch. They'll be a team to watch in the playoffs.
So what teams you think should have made a trade and went out and got somebody that didn't in the NFL?
Shoot, Texans, they should have got another offensive lineman. I mean, that's probably hard to come by. I don't know. But, you know, I was surprised. Y'all did it, which is good. That was one thing I was concerned about y'all, because I know y'all been needing help on defense. You know,
I think Buffalo should have went and got them some receivers, because you know KC's got a lot of receivers, but Philly got aggressive too. They went out. Philadelphia went out.
I like Buffalo receivers. I like the Ricky Coleman.
I like him too, but
Diggs, like you say, they got two good tight ends. I mean, what else can you ask for?
I think they still need one more receiver. But they still got enough to win. Philly, though, geared up again. They went and got DB. They got a DN. They got a DB. So they too deep everywhere now.
Like I told you about Philly, man, I wouldn't be surprised they repeat because it's their cap. They got to find their cap.
But my thing is, it's something. You play sports. I done play sports. Most of the people watch us to play sports. And you ain't got to be buddy, and you ain't got to be friends with everybody, but you got to definitely have some chemistry. And I don't know what's going on with A.J. Brown and the rest of the team. And you know how you can get clicks on the team, and you know everybody gonna say the right thing in front of the camera, but behind the scenes in the locker room, you can win a game or two, but I don't know if you can really go on a roll. And you having you have a chemistry problem.
AJ is not going to affect them for winning the Super Bowl. I'm telling you now. Because we ate the food all last in the playoffs, he straightened up. It's like when Jalen overthrew us behind, he stopped running. So a lot of that ain't it. But at the end of the day, if they get that crucial, they're going to find a way now. You know, they got that receiver, Brown and man, but like I said, they going to do it. Hey, I got to play them on Thanksgiving too, huh? Oh.
No. We got a bad gauntlet. We play the Eagles on Sunday before Thanksgiving, and then we play the Chiefs on Thanksgiving Day.
God. They play
Chiefs on Thanksgiving Day. And then we play the Lions the week after that.
That's the worst game.
Cowboys are probably gonna go 3-0.
They say that's the worst time too, because we have a short week. You play Sunday, got you ready for Thursday. I mean, then you play Monday. That's one of the hardest things you got to rebound from. You know they gonna always put the primetime games on Monday and Thursday night football. Especially
that's why the Cowboys are playing. The Cowboys are going to play Sunday night, and then they're going to turn around and play Thursday for Thanksgiving. So everybody going to have plenty of Cowboys for the holidays, which is cool, all that good stuff. So, college.
Yes.
Somebody else got fired. You think Hugh Freeze should have lost his job?
Yes,
he only been there 3 years now, so he didn't get a chance to bring his whole class in. But you fired him.
Well, the game is passing a lot of these coaches up, like I said last week, and so these schools can't keep firing these coaches and buying them out, because after a while it's going to get too much. But I think what they're doing, Melvin, is getting those coaches out the way with the game passing. Like I said, there's a lot of coaches out there that never been head coaches, got potential to be good coaches, great head coaches, from coordinators and position coaches, and then knowing what's going on with the time. It's the time now.
So what you mean by the time? What you mean by the time passing by?
Okay, for example, a lot of these guys are used to signing kids and having control over the kid. College football is not like that anymore. So you're paying these guys now, and you got to understand, and you got to be able to relate. Some of these guys ain't got the patience. Same reason why Nick Saban got out of the business. It's the game that passed Kelly up. I don't care how great of a coach they are, and then you just can't come at them now, talking to them any kind of way they're getting money now, because those kids can leave and transfer and buy out somewhere. It can make you look bad. It's a way you got to put them in check. It's how you do it. That's why the new, even though you got a guy been around, but he keeping up with the time. Like I was telling you last week, Curtis Luper. Yeah, I think he should get the Oklahoma State job. He's ready for him. He's one of the best position coaches out there. It's got head coaches with potentials.
So,
but what I'm telling you too also is you got, like I said, you got these young coaches. They know what's going on with the new time. Kiffin, he's keeping up with it. You see what I'm saying? The man at Clemson, he need to go. He came out talking noise. Then he came out early in the year talking about, they can fire. I have enough time to coach. I'm 55, man. And all of a sudden about, I might get fired, might this, that. Because, these coaches used to get fired and get these other jobs. It ain't happening like that. It ain't happening.
Well, they fired Dabo. Dabo will get one of them big jobs.
No, yeah.
If he won't.
No,
if he is.
Dabo will not.
Just like Brian Kelly going to end up in one of them jobs.
No.
Okay, all right.
Dabo wouldn't get it because Dabo is the main one he's against the NIL stuff. He know what that, and Kelly, he's such a smart ass. Those are Northern, one of the guys think he's smarter than him. Everybody says something about the way him getting the Wisconsin job, but he don't know how to, he loses locker room. So all they're going to do is go somewhere else and lose that locker room again. Well, it's too many good coaches out here. They got a lot of potentials, and I would hire them before I hire some of these. I
agree with you, but the only thing about it is being a head coach, as you know, is more than just being able to coach these new age college kids and keeping the locker room. You got a lot of other responsibilities, and I'll go back to somebody that the job was just too big for him. I like him. He was a good coach. He had a lot of success at Louisville as a head coach. He was a great defensive coordinator. But when Charlie Strong got to Texas, it wasn't that Charlie Strong couldn't coach them kids. It wasn't couldn't relate to them kids. Everything else around being a head coach at a major program, whether it's the daily press conferences, whether it's going to the boosters events, whether it's dealing with the administration. That's my only concern with some of these younger coaches who are new age coaches, because it's
the strong problem was he came there to be good. He had a lot of young players who was getting ready to sign a hell of a recruiting class before they fired him. And then they made the mistake when they lost the game against Kansas, and it wasn't his fault because the boy fumbled the ball 3 times. Sometimes they don't be these coaches' fault. But at the same time, it's reality. You don't want no black coach. That's a whole nother subject. So that's all.
They wasn't. You can't. Here's what I tell you: if you're gonna say UT don't want a black coach, they would have never hired a black coach. No, Charlie Strong was not a good. Charlie Strong was not a good head coach. I like Charlie Strong.
He was a great head coach.
Not at UT. He was a great head coach at Louisville.
First of all, UT didn't hire him. The AD hired him.
Who did AD work for? UT.
No, UT. But listen, what I'm saying.
Come on, man.
Okay, you must keep up with what's going on. What's that dude named McClain? Whatever his name is.
The Lost Guys AD?
The guy that owned the Vikings. What was his name? The guy, he was saying that they need to come through me. He was upset about them hiring him.
Right. Because guess what? The AD hired him.
To me, he hired him. Yeah, he worked at UT, but most of his alumni hired these guys. And at that time, Charlie was hired at that time. And he wasn't a bad coach. UT don't ever give nobody time for anything. And that's why they give him Sarkisian, because think about it. If this would have been 10 years ago, from Sarkisian beginning, he would have been fired. But now ain't got no choice to be patient, especially after he signed Manning, because that made the school look good, and the school making a whole bunch of money off the board. So UT problem was they got the most arrogance, alumni, bunch of rednecks, and that's always been their downfall, man. I can't believe Mac Brown kept his job that long, because he didn't have success. You lose to Oklahoma 5 times. If you lose to Oklahoma 5 times, look. I'm very surprised that UT's hung around with Mac Brown. First of all, like I said, you lose Oklahoma 5 times. Now, if he would have been at Auburn or been at Alabama and lost 5 times to the rivalry, it would have been fine. Even at Oklahoma.
But he won 5 other times.
Yeah, but he won 5.
He was there for 12 years.
What I'm saying, though, nobody going to keep a coach
He didn't lose 5 times in a row.
He did lose 5 times in a row.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He did not lose 5 times in a row.
Yes, he did. One of them games, he got his butt kicked so bad.
He got his butt kicked. He didn't lose 5 times in a row.
Okay,
he lost 4 out of 5.
I tell y'all what, next week, we're going to have a bet.
All right.
You're going to have to wear an Oklahoma shirt.
No, I'm not.
Once we get out there.
No, I'm not. You ain't going to tell me what I got to wear. You won't wear.
That's the bet.
No.
I'll wear you t-shirt. They got beat 5 times in a row.
No.
As I was saying,
Alan Mac Brown.
At first, my boy don't know. They lost him 5 times in a row.
Okay.
With Mac Brown kept him.
With Mac Brown the whole time?
Yeah, yes, with Mac Brown.
It wasn't a transition.
What I'm saying is, those schools are not going to give you a chance if you lose to your rivalry that many times. It's just not going to happen, man.
Yeah, they will. Ask Gundy. How many times he lose Oklahoma? Ask Gundy.
But see,
how many times he was there for 20 years?
Okay, and where Oklahoma go? So they mustn't care about their program. You don't do that in no Alabama. You don't do that in no Auburn. You don't do that in Ohio State. You don't do that in no Michigan. I mean, it ain't gonna happen like that.
I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with you. From that standpoint, my original point is these new coaches that we asking for that can relate to the players. These big jobs at Auburn, these big jobs at LSU is way more than just relating to the players and coaching the players. They got to be ready for the other stuff. Otherwise,
that's why you have your staff familiar with all that, familiar with the coach and know what they're doing, can coach. So that's what you got to do, because you can get experienced coach all day. You still got to do it. And in reality, all these experienced coaches, they playing out. Like Missouri coach is hot, and I think he's going to get the Auburn job. That's a job he love to have. I know Florida been shooting at him, but his Auburn coach most Florida, but I think he won't, because he was at Auburn. I didn't know he was on staff with Newton was there.
Yeah, I like to see him, but I like to see him get the Auburn job. And by the way, that's why they fired Hugh Freeze.
Like I said, Oregon, man, they got that offensive coordinator. He's awesome. He'll be a hell of a coach. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. See what they're going to do. I know James Franklin trying to sit back and wait, because word out that Virginia Tech offer him a job.
James Franklin?
Yeah, but I heard he's trying to turn it down, because somebody said he'd sit out a year, but it ain't gonna make sense to sit out a year, because
not for him.
Well, not just for him. If James Franklin right now, like I said, he can go to Virginia Tech right now. I understand. He's sitting back waiting, which I understand I would do the same thing. Because here's the thing, man. Dallas Melvin, people say he may sit out a year, but you gotta be careful with that, because it might not be these jobs open like this next year. There's a lot of great jobs out there. You know what I'm saying? But it's still going to be interesting who's going to get an LSU job, because that's the best job that's on the market right now. I think LSU and Auburn is the best job on the market right now. Of course, Florida, but that's just a difficult job. Man. I don't know, it's just difficult.
So if you James Franklin, let's say the Missouri guy goes to Auburn and takes that position, what job would you want, Missouri or Virginia Tech?
I don't know. I'll take Virginia Tech, because you're the Newport of Virginia. You got the Carolinas down there at the bottom. You're in the South. I'm going to take that job.
So what are you waiting on then? Because he ain't going to get the Auburn job. He ain't going to get the Florida job. He ain't going to get the Florida job.
We don't know.
He ain't going to get the LSU job. So ain't no other jobs going to be bigger than, Oklahoma State's bigger than Virginia Tech? Like what other job's gonna be bigger than
I don't know.
Virginia Tech?
We don't know. He gambling. The man want to gamble. He got to gamble. He may have the right to gamble. He
got plenty of money to gamble with.
What I'm saying is,
he ain't hurt. He can sit out for a couple of years.
The money in his pocket is personal. We talking about he may want to gamble on these jobs. You never know. You don't know what his agent may do. He may get one of the big jobs. We don't know, and he may win a big game finally. He may finally go recruit a good quarterback. And if he comes down south, I
know. But so if Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss to go take the Florida LSU, you think James Franklin would want to try to go to Ole Miss?
It's a possibility.
I don't think it's a good fit.
That's not a bad job.
I don't think it's a good fit.
It's a great job.
I think it's a Brian Kelly situation all over again. James Franklin don't fit Ole Miss.
Well, my thing is this:
just like Brian Kelly wasn't a bad coach, he just don't fit LSU.
Brian Kelly is played out. How many times I'm gonna tell you?
I understand played out, but when he was at Notre Dame, he left Notre Dame, a winning program. That's how he got the LSU job, because he hadn't played out at that point. What I'm saying is, if Brian Kelly would have still been Notre Dame the last 3 years, he'd have had another winning season.
No, here's the thing with Brian Kelly. They were happy he left. It was time for him to go, and they were so in a team. The boys pushed to get Freeman that job.
Oh, no.
And he tell you he wanted to come down and get more speed. Tried to come down here and fit in, couldn't even fit in. Instead of him being himself, the game then passed him up, Melvin. How many times I'm gonna tell you that? And he's not a good coach anymore. He can't relate to kids, and he don't know how to correct them. And you just can't do these kids like that today. He is played out.
But what I'm telling you, even if he could relate to the kids, he was a bad fit for LSU.
It don't matter where he coach at, he's a bad fit. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Because you can't relate to them new modern kids. He don't know how to correct them. You beat them up and keep them beat up. You can't, if you're going to beat a kid.
Listen to me for a second. If James Franklin can relate to the new kids, which he just was able to do at Penn State because he got them to the playoffs last year, so there's a chance he can relate to the new kids, right? What I'm saying is he can relate to the kids, but here he goes to Ole Miss, he don't fit Ole Miss.
Why don't fit Ole Miss?
Because he's an East Coast dude. It's gonna be Brian Kelly 2.0.
First of all, with Kelly is a different story. One thing about James Franklin, because I know both of these guys personally. Franklin can relate to no matter where you put him in at. Because he's an out-there guy. He coached at Kansas State, so he's been around the block. And he also coached at NFL. He actually coached, he was the first kid I had went pro with Robert Ferguson. That was his receiver coach. That's how far we go back. So he can relate anywhere.
You think he's a good fit at Ole Miss?
It's a lot of coaches that's from the East Coast, from the North, the West, the South. They can relate no matter where they go because they've been around.
And it's a lot of them that can. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of them that
can relate anywhere.
Okay.
He's a people.
So you think he's a good player? You think he's a good fit at Ole Miss?
You can put James Franklin in every top five programs in every P4 conference, no matter where they at. James can relate. He can relate.
He just can't win a big game.
They can't win a big game. Now here's the deal. He may go somewhere else and win a big game. Because Belichick wasn't always a great coach. Belichick had to go through his ups and downs. Belichick got fired. And he went to New England and built a dynasty. So sometimes it just depends. But he'll get another opportunity. If he didn't take job, it'd be a really good job to have to me. This is all you got to go out and recruit. Now you got to realize about this too. How to get NIL, how all that's going to work. Because now you got to, when you get these jobs, it's not even just the local getting the jobs. Because you got to see how they're going to work, how the NIL going to work. Can you relate to it? They got to have a coach going to relate to it, like I'm saying, the whole time. But can this school build, are they donors, all them getting behind it? Because you even got coaches leaving jobs because they're not behind it and they're going elsewhere. So you got to look at that too, though.
But the donors you're talking about is the community. Most of these donors are a part of these schools' community. They're fabric of these communities. So if the donors don't like them, ain't relating to them, that's my point. They don't fit the school. If the donors don't relate to them and want to continue to give them money, the big money, because they don't like the coach, perfect example. You just use Charlie Strong.
Well, you put
they didn't want to give.
That's a whole other story. I won't get started on that redneck stuff. But you got to realize,
ain't no rednecks in the South.
You have, it ain't even the coaches that run that. They have a person, a couple people on staff. You have your collection team. You got the president, and they hire people to come in. And then you have your AD. They got to hire, raising money and everything, getting with the big lumps. They're not going to do that just to be against them, man. Even they might not be happy with the hire, but I still love my school. We still got to win. We still got to do what we got to do. So they're going to do what they got to do. Because guess what? If they don't, and that man get to winning, they're going to jump on the bandwagon. So it's deeper than that. See, these days, it's about, really, the ADs don't even do the hiring no more. It's the alumni. ADs got to raise money. And they got to build a good collection team. And bring, just like the quarterback, what's his name, Campbell, played at Auburn. He's over the NIL deal. The collection, they go through him at Auburn. So it's a lot to this now. This the new modern day of football, man.
No, you're right. We're gonna see how these coaches.
But always remember, don't never stereotype where a person from. Because there's people.
No. I'm not saying just where they from. I'm saying
James. Look, I realize James coached at Nashville. He turned Vanderbilt around. That was in the South.
I understand that, but look at the programs you're talking about. Vanderbilt is a private school that just lowered their standards.
So when he was there,
Exactly. So that's what I'm talking about. So it was a certain caliber player that he was used to coaching when he was at Vanderbilt.
What I'm saying is,
and you go to
they got the
Van
same type of players. They all in the South. It's a different breed.
Man,
we in the South.
Look at the total. Even right now.
Tennessee, Louisiana,
even right now.
It get deep.
Even right now. Even right now, you look at the qualifications to get into Ole Miss and the qualification to get into Vanderbilt, totally different. If you look at the qualification getting to Ole Miss and the qualifications what Vanderbilt used to be, like it wasn't a kid at Ole Miss that could get into Vanderbilt.
So when he came in there and told them, "Can you cut the standards down for him?" So he started getting kids had 2 9s. He was sliding 2 7, 2 8s in there.
Yeah.
And then they cut the SAT down. That's happened at SMU at one time.
Yeah.
They couldn't when they had them high standards. When what's his name? I can't think of the guy that used to be defensive coordinator. Bennett. When he got dropped at SMU, SMU's coming out and recruit kids. They couldn't get everybody. Now they didn't shut all that away.
So that's my point. That's my point. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is I'm not saying James Franklin can't relate. What I'm saying
is talking about in general. No matter what coach from. My point I'm making is no matter what coach is from.
Yeah, it's part of his fabric.
Been around the block. They gonna know all different cultures. If me scouting going from east to west to the Midwest to the South, I can relate to everywhere what goes on. You know, that's why we get on the subject of CJ. On Coleridge, Bernard, Stroud the fourth. It just the reality is, I mean, I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna say this. You have you have tough and South kids. A lot of places they known for having tough kids like Philadelphia, tough athletes down in Texas. But you have some South players everywhere you go too. Boy, some parts of Cali, when they soft, they are softer than cotton candy. And that's the thing people don't, it's hard for people to understand because they would never know because they're not in my shoes. And I'm just telling you, even, I got friends from Cali, I tell you. My boys in the military, he said everywhere he was stationed was Cali boy. But a lot of them boys in Cali be soft. When they soft as cotton. That's CJ. He's in that category with them soft football players out of Cali. That's why he would never produce to be anything in the league.
Well, I mean, he got every opportunity that the other kids got to toughen up. So it's a you know, he's an adult now, so he got an opportunity to toughen up and decide what he want to do and have the ability to lead the franchise. But you know, if he don't do what he need to do in order to do that, then yeah, he let his experiences and his past dictate who he's gonna be. From that standpoint,
they got to cut a heart out. He old now. Shoot, when he came in, he gonna leave like that. It's a different ball game. It is what it is.
So,
but my point is no matter what as long as you know how to relate, that's all I'm saying in college football though.
So the first rankings just came out, and they got Ohio State 1 for college football playoffs. I don't know. I remember the top 4 or 5. Ohio State was 1, Indiana was 2, A&M was 3, Georgia was 4, and then you go to.
I think Oregon was 6 or 5, right?
Oregon was 5. And then you go to the first out, though. Right now, Notre Dame is in. The first team out is Texas, and the second team out is Oklahoma. So it's obviously early.
That's the early.
It's early. It's a lot of football to be played. All that good stuff.
It's any given Saturday. So you know, I'm much as I put for Notre Dame, they got their hands full because they got to play. They got to play Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's team that everybody sleeping on, but they raising some hell.
But the game of the week look like this week gonna be Texas Tech and BYU.
Oh, that's game of the week.
In Lubbock.
Oh yeah, they're like gonna be doing them.
No tortillas. They banned the tortillas. No tortillas. They banned them. They banned them. So that winner of that game gonna have an inside track to the Big 12 championship.
So everybody said BYU is overrated.
We gonna find out.
Everybody said they got an easy schedule, but they good.
How you gonna easy?
But they got a backup. But what happened was the dude starting quarterback is a backup, true freshman.
Who's that?
From BYU quarterback, yeah, because starting quarterback got hurt.
And see, Texas Tech, their loss was they had a backup quarterback.
But the thing I tell people about BYU is, in all of Utah schools, even Utah University, Utah State, they got a bunch of old players. Now, college football been old the last 4 years anyway.
Yeah, because of
they always have that tradition. So that's why you got to watch them. They always been a team to watch. But they got a good coach. They got a good staff. And like I said, that is going to be the game of the week. Them and Texas Tech. It's hard to win in Lubbock. Lubbock is an interesting place. Like you said, they banned that. Them kids going to do something else. Because one thing I hear talking to guys and played there. I've seen the stadium before, but it's like they're on top of you.
Oh yeah.
That's all
I've been to a state. I've been to a game in Lubbock, and yeah, it's like no other. The crowd gets rowdy. They better be happy they can't throw them tortillas because they used to wrap batteries in them tortillas and hit you over the head and all that good stuff. So they ain't got to worry about that this week from that standpoint. But that's gonna be the game of the week for sure. I didn't get a chance to last week, but shout out to our HBCUs. We just wrapped up homecoming for most of them. The last couple of weeks, I went out to we went out to TSU a couple of weeks ago. Had a great time. Check us out online. We got a couple of pics out there. And then I was out at PV last week. Had a great time, even in the rain. PV still showed out and still got one of the top tailgating homecomings in the country, really. So
they dropped the egg this past week to miss the field goal, Alabama State.
Oh my God, yeah. But
I hear these coaches and Prairie View coaches come out and support. But the reality is this: quit playing them high school teams. Start playing some real teams. When Willie Simmons was at Prairie View, he played Alabama State for homecoming, who Prairie View just lost to. These schools got to start playing some real teams. You can't be playing these Cashmere High and Madison High.
Well, so
it's going to be teams you never heard of. And I understand everybody want to win homecoming, but too, even people in the community, they want to see good teams come in. Even if schools bring good bands, I know it's hard to bring FAMU Top 100. Let's say if TSU and Prairie View played FAMU, they brought their band. That's going to draw people attention.
No, I mean you got to get.
I don't want to sit there and watch. You got to get
Southern credit.
TV up tailgate. I'm having a good time out there watching 2-3 games.
You got to get Southern credit. Southern brought PV to their homecoming.
But Southern always do that, no matter what. They down right now, but I'm sure they're gonna get back up. But they always play somebody. I went to homecoming about 5 years ago. They played Alabama A&M. Start TSU and Prairie View need to quit playing these high school teams. Bird, whatever, Lincoln. Come on, man. Come on, man. They gotta do better than that, man.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, winning your homecoming game is nice, but really, for a lot of these programs, if you, like at TSU, to your point, had a FAMU come play for homecoming, or they brought out Jackson State or Alabama State or something like that for homecoming, now you exposing other people to your program. People will travel and come to your homecoming, and then now you got opportunity to capture another audience. And some of them kids who they got little brothers and sisters, they might not end up going to FAMU or Alabama State or Jackson State. They might be like, hey, PV was cool. It's 45 minutes from Houston, big city, all that good stuff. So you got to look at the opportunity to get exposure for their university.
I think last year they played Commerce, Texas Commerce last year. And that was really, I think so.
But what's Texas Commerce, man?
That's a good, better than playing.
I know. I'm talking about
D1 now.
I'm talking about from an exposure standpoint. How many of us have heard about Jackson State as opposed to Texas Commerce?
Even when you ain't playing an HBCU school, just play a good team.
No, I'm with you. But why not play HBCU school?
Well, I'm gonna play them before I play the bullshit they play. I'm just saying. I understand what you're saying. But listen, what I'm saying. Play somebody. Even if they
I agree with you.
Just play somebody.
I agree with you.
That's all I'm saying. Play somebody.
I agree with you.
Other than that, you get a crowd. It's as simple as that. Because they do need to start going into that homecoming game. I'm telling you, the first year they built that stadium was when Willie Simmons was there. They played Alabama State. A lot of people was in that game.
Yeah, I was.
The Prairie View and winning, Alabama State missed the field goal.
I was out there this year. Obviously, the rain had played a part in it, but the stadium was. It was way more people outside the stadium than in the stadium.
Yeah,
probably like.
And what they do, they gonna rush in for homecoming, and not homecoming. So they gonna rush in for the halftime show, and they gonna leave right on out of there.
Yeah,
like Bill Cosby said a long time ago. Stop going to the games and support the team.
Don't just support the band, support the team. Hey, before we get out of here, we still got an NBA show coming up here real soon. We know the NBA is kicked off. The Lakers look good without LeBron, and they even look good without Luka. So we got a lot to talk about.
It's gonna be tough for LeBron to come back at that age with that injury. It's gonna be tough.
I mean, why? Go sit down, man. You ain't got nothing to prove. You ain't got nothing to prove. If you can't come back, you can't come back, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing bad about you. You got the Rockets.
Well, he playing for his son now.
Now, son on the team. He ain't got to play for his son.
I mean, he playing with them, so you know.
Yeah, he played with them last year. He done played with them.
Conference last year, 34-27.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, I agree with you. Play somebody, play a better team. But you are HBCU. Why not bring in another HBCU?
Well, I'm saying all that. Just play somebody. I'm done with the conversation. We've been there. I just want to see who they play. They won. That was big. Texas Commerce. You got a lot of kids from Houston there. A lot of people, I'm sure, families. So at the end of the day, but just play somebody. That's all I'm saying. Because if you, it don't matter if you play. To me, it gets to a point where it don't matter if you do play HB or not. Just play somebody. Don't play no junior high team. That's all I'm saying. But back to basketball. Like I said, I know I get deep into it later on in the season. Obviously, it's going to be tough for LeBron. But also, I know our guy's supposed to be here this weekend. We're going to talk about that big gambling thing because I know the cat from Galveston, Texas, Damon Jones, is in big trouble. That's a whole other subject we'll talk about next week.
Yeah. They just brought a congressional hearing, and they're going to meet with the NBA to talk about that gambling thing as well. And so it'll be more details coming out because the government's trying to get involved to make sure that there's no.
It's getting deep.
Yeah, it's getting real deep.
It's
got a lot of different layers to it. So we're gonna touch a little bit on that. Obviously, touch on the teams that's hot out the gate. The Rockets. They doing all right. They beat my Mavs the other night. The Dallas is struggling off to a 2-5 start. But it's early for sure. So we're gonna dive more into San Antonio. Being San Antonio, they got probably arguably the best player in the league right now in Wemby.
Yeah, he's balling.
He is, but they got. I don't know if they use him the right way. You can't overuse him early in the season because he's still a young cat that needs to put some weight on and build up his endurance.
He's getting stronger. I can look at his body.
He gets stronger. He gets stronger, but I don't know about the 40 minutes a game right now this early, especially if you're looking at the long haul. And Dylan Harper just got hurt, so hopefully he'll be back. Their point guard, and we got De'Aaron Fox is coming back real soon. So
the World Series is getting deep. Got to bring my boy Lane Westbrook on too.
Oh yeah! Congratulations to the Dodgers. Got another World Series. Pulled out. I mean, they pulled out an 18-inning game in the World Series. And then won the game 7 in the World Series on the road. It was some big hits, big home runs. Ohtani was pitching. They pulled out Clayton Kershaw, Dallas native, Highland Park native.
Went out with a bang. He retired.
Won the World Series, pitched in the World Series this year, won the World Series, and now he's done. So that's the way you want to go out. Surefire. It should be first ballot, surefire Hall of Famer, but definitely should be first ballot Hall of Famer. Clayton Kershaw, congratulations on a great career. You did a fantastic job representing the Dodgers all those years. He had a chance to go some other places. I mean, the Rangers were trying to get him for years. He had a chance to play at the house.
Right there in L.A., they're marketing him.
But he
got to give a shout out to Magic Johnson, too.
Yeah, for sure. So,
and I'm going to tell you something about Magic. He's a guy dealing with football. He just all around it. He tweeted out the other day. I think that's going to be a fire. Talking about Michigan State coach. He got the pull.
Yep. So before we go, we're going to have our Internal Truth Tuesday moment. What you got for us?
What I have is you got to keep up with the time in life. Things change. And you can do things for 20 to 30 years, but you got to keep up with the time. You don't keep up with the time, you're going to be stuck. Now, I know things happen overnight, but a lot of times people know how things are going to change. Some people are willing to change. If you love something, they're willing to still keep it. I mean, stay with it. And at the same time, relate and give part of that program. Even they hate it, but they love it so much, they ain't got no choice. So all I can tell you in life, you got to keep up with the time. It's a lot of people got businesses, had to shut businesses down because they can't keep up with the time with all the IT stuff and everything. Shout out to my boy Shy too, helping us out tonight, producing it all.
Yep, appreciate it.
Keep up with the time on everything. That's just being real.
Y'all heard it here.
And it's just that we talked about the whole show. The game is passing a lot of these coaches.
So make sure you go to Intertone Sports Media. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Check us out on TikTok. Make sure you go to YouTube where you're watching us. Make sure you like us, subscribe us, and we'll definitely see you next week.
See ya.
Peace.